welcome to episode 67 of the Family Based Pod. My name's Jake.
I am Dallas.
And Ben is still gone. Ben offered to come today if Dallas could make it, but we got Dallas today, so we'll see you soon, Ben. If you are listening to the podcast, subscribe, rate the podcast wherever you're listening. It helps people find us. Also, if you're watching, bottom right hand corner, subscribe, like. Also, if you are subscribed, hit the bell down below. It notifies you whenever there's a new video, new post, anything like that. It'll help you keep in touch with what we're doing as we're doing it. Also, in the bottom right hand corner of our video is the whatever. These are Instagram and TikTok handles. Follow us on there. Alright, so episode 67. It's going to be kind of a short one. I mean, we're kind of in two places that we usually are not for the podcast. I have this bright white forehead that we're all seeing.
It's beautiful.
And yeah. So we're gonna jump kind of straight into it. I knew, Dallas, you mentioned that there's some stuff happening in MLB spring training. Did you want to bring up any of those topics? We definitely can.
No, I think we touched on everything last week, but people are still getting acclimated to the pitch clock, and it's still stirring a little bit of a ruckus, but I think they're starting to get used to it. Somebody's got pelted in the face, though, didn't they, with the fastball?
Oh, yeah, it was Josh Turner.
There you go, and he's supposed to be playing in the World Baseball Classic, isn't he? Is he not?
I don't know. I don't think. I mean, if he is, it would have been Team US, and I think they're okay at third base. So, I hope he's doing okay, though. I mean, fastball base can really
not Josh Turner.
change a
Sorry,
lot.
Trey Turner's on the team.
Yes.
Duh.
They were teammates, so it's fair.
I wouldn't have known that. If you were like, hey, I'll give you $1,000 if you knew who his teammate was, I'd be like,
yeah, I get you. Pitch clock, people are doing well. Like rookie for the Cardinals, Jordan Walker. Apparently, he's like in above 500 with like 4 or 5 home runs. Jared Kelenic from the Mariners apparently is leading the MLB in home runs,
which is important.
And last year, yeah, exactly. But last year he hit like under 200. So, and he got sent down to AAA last year. So good for him. Yeah, but it's spring training. Like, I mean, it's good. It's good for those guys. But overall, it's like, I mean, if you're going to make it, you're pretty much going to make it. But the big thing is the WBC World Baseball Classic, which we'll talk about on today's episode. All right, so World Baseball Classic. By the time you're hearing this or watching this, has already started. It's third Tuesday night. There's one game on Tuesday night, and then on Wednesday, day this comes out, there's multiple games you could be watching. Let me actually go to the schedule and see what games you could be watching today. China versus Japan, Italy, Cuba, Czech Republic, and China again. All right. And no, what am I talking about? All right. Panama and Chinese Taipei, Australia, Korea, Panama, Netherlands are the games coming out today. But most of you who are listening are from the U.S., so you will probably only care about when the U.S. are playing. I get that.
That's fair.
And that's, totally fair. It starts Saturday, March 11th, and that is at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Central, or I'm sorry,
8 Central.
9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
8 Central. America and Great Britain, so, Revolutionary War rematch.
This one's for all the marbles. So if they win, we're a colony again.
Oh. Or that's actually good news for us because we're probably going to beat them pretty bad, so that's fine.
That means but then they become our colony then.
Yeah, that's true. All right, I'll take that deal. All right, U.S. and Mexico plus Sunday. That's 10 p.m. Eastern. And then Monday, U.S. play. Let me get this. I'm sure I got this. They play. Got the Friends Up North, 9 p.m. as well. And then they don't play Tuesday, but they play Wednesday, and they play. Oh my gosh, Colombia at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Eastern. So anyway, moving on from that. So if you only want to watch the U.S., just like the Olympics, that's totally fine. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday of this upcoming weekend next week, you'll have time to watch the U.S.
All right, Jake.
So, a couple things I wanted to bring forward is kind of our suggestions for people who may not be planning on watching it, but maybe should be. So, the 4 WBC tournaments in the past, Japan has won the first 2. Then Dominican Republic won the third one in 2013, and the USA won the most recent one in 2017. Now, MLB.com put down a top 5 list of teams to watch, and I want to get your opinion on this. All right, so top 5 teams. Number 1, the DR. US is number 2. Japan number 3, Puerto Rico 4, and Mexico 5. Oh, those are pretty much the locks of the WBC. Which of those teams would you be watching, or should people be watching?
Of the BBC?
Just have fun. WBC, not BBC, is some different.
It is something different, isn't it, Jake?
It is. It definitely
most searched.
All right, so of the DR, USA, Japan,
am I frozen or
Puerto Rico, Mexico, who should people watch? Got frozen.
There we go. Great, you can hear me. So I was looking over the UK's roster, and why is it that more than half their team was born in the US? Like, how are we? Like, are we just like giving the UK people on loaner? Like, most of them were born in the States, went to college in the States, and a lot of them are in the MLB. So it's like safe to say that they don't have tea like in the afternoon. They're probably doing American shit. So how is it that they're playing for the UK? Like I just don't think I completely understand.
Yeah. So a very confusing thing is that a rule is that if one of your parents originated from that country, you can play for them. So, as an example, Cardinals player's name is one of my favorite names in baseball, Lars Nootbaar. He is half Japanese. He is on Team Japan.
Sold out.
So either way, Great Britain, I'm sure they are half British, but I haven't seen the roster in a little bit. Let me take a look. So, but of the 5 teams, who would you say is the most fun to watch, or the team you're going to watch?
Team US, obviously, but the DR's got a lot of big household names too.
Right.
Robinson Cano, Manny Machado. Just a couple names that people will even if they don't follow baseball, a whole bunch can recognize them. But it'll be fun to watch the U.S. like compete against everybody else. Kind of like we touched on before, it's like World Baseball Classics, a lot like the World Cup for soccer. It's just fun to be able to root your fellow patriots on, I guess, in a global competition for world dominance. Next, we're challenging the Klingons for interstellar domination. But it'll be cool to see Mike Trout out there and Schwarber, Mookie, all on the same team. Turner, Trey, not the other one that got hit in the face.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's very, I don't want to say easy, but it's very easy to say the U.S. Because their entire lineup is one MLB All-Star team. Right. Like their position players are insane. The one thing is that their pitching is not dominant.
That's pretty surprising.
Yeah. So I mean, but I also don't know the reasoning why some of the star U.S. pitchers are not playing. But if you want to see a lot of great offense, the U.S. is definitely that team. So of the four teams, I can't even speak too much about the players, but I can speak about it in this way: is that Team Japan actually played an exhibition game last night. Shohei Ohtani hit 2 home runs in the first exhibition game, so you can watch him. But he even said that he didn't name the player, but he said before the World Baseball Classic was even getting rolling, he said, "I'm not even the best player on my team." So I don't know who he's talking about, but I'm looking forward to finding out who that is. Because, I mean, if on night one Shohei hits 2 home runs and someone's better in his eyes, should be fun. So I don't know many of their players. I know the MLB players that play for Japan. Sure. So, like I said, like Lars Nootbaar, Yu Darvish, Shohei, Seiya Suzuki had to pull out because he hurt his oblique. But outside that, I don't really know the team, but I'm looking forward to getting to know them as they're dominating.
It'll be cool, yeah. I'd say, I guess, again, as somebody that's not the most well-versed about players and stats and everything, I think, like, outside of the U.S., you figure, like, Japan has a very large, like, they've got a good baseball system set up already. Yeah. So, like, a pretty well-established baseball league over in Japan. So it'd be really cool to see their all-stars come up against the U.S.'s all-stars. And that's not to say that great players don't come from other countries, but I don't think that they have as, like, well-structured of a league as, like, Japan does. Whereas, like, they don't need necessarily, I mean, they come over to the U.S. and play, but I don't know anything about
they
what
don't need to.
Exactly. But, like, they don't need to, because, like, they actually have a good, like, league, then they can make some decent, bucks over there.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool.
Well, I mean, so I'm not even 100% sure about their league, but like the intricacies and differences of their league. But I'm just interested to see, those. So let me just bring this up. So I'm gonna mention this before my point or my segment was even about this. But Japan did win the first 2 WBCs, and these this name is big news in the WBC, but also big news in the MLB. But only after the tournament was concluded did this guy make his name for himself. And that's in 2006. The WBC MVP was Daisuke Matsuzaka, and I believe he they repeated in 2009. I believe he was the MVP again, and he ended up pitching in the MLB, having a pretty decent, if not like good career. So, I mean, you might even see a guy do well and from Team Japan and come over in sometime in the future. So that could be
Definitely.
cool. All right, so DR, USA, Japan. I mean, they top their teams. We pretty much mentioned. I do want to just quickly mention that 3 teams are making their WBC debuts, and that's Great Britain, Nicaragua, and Czech Republic. They made the MLB and the WBC made a video. I don't know if you saw this, Dallas, of the Czech Republic baseball team. They interviewed them, asking them pretty much like, what's your name, position, and then what do you do for a living? And all these guys are just guys who work regular jobs, and now they're in the WBC. So, I mean, that's a good story. I'd love for them to at least win a game.
Show up, man. Maybe they can get a couple contracts out of it. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. I mean, again, you can, show up on the global stage and make a name for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Be really cool.
Could be good. All right. So the next thing is I'm gonna mention the pools and the teams inside each pool. So the way the WBC works is you have 4 pools, and from those 4 pools, teams come out of those pools, and then it's just like the World Cup. The top of the pool goes up, and whoever is in first place ends up playing second place in another pool. Pretty simple.
Okay.
All right. So from there, I'm just going to ask you, who do you think is going to come out of pool A, B, C, D, and say who's going to be the number 1? All right. So it's going to get harder as I go, because pool A, and at least in my opinion, is a little thin, but I could be wrong. Pool A is Chinese Taipei, Netherlands, Cuba, Italy, Panama. Which of those teams? I know you don't know a lot of players from those, but who would you say would you expect to come out and be the best team in the pool?
Cuba. I'm going with Luis Mateo, number 8, righty, 5'8", 135 pounds.
Okay.
Small. Yep, that's my MVP right there, baby.
It's not very big, bro.
Doesn't need to be.
Very big.
He's scrappy. Watch.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out.
Well, I'm gonna go Cuba, but I'm gonna go with a Southside Chicago favorite, and that's Luis Robert. He's definitely gonna stand out in that pool. So I think pool A, I'm gonna go to Cuba. So pool B is Australia, South Korea, Japan, China, and the Czech Republic. All right. I'm going to guess you're going with Japan.
Yes.
Yeah. Never hard there. Do you have besides Shohei, do you have a player that you've even heard of from Japan that you like?
Yes. Tetsuto Yamada.
Why don't you fill me in? Tell me a little bit more about him.
Well, he wears the number 1.
Ooh.
And he doesn't have any statistics.
Okay.
He's looking to make a name.
I'm just going to go with, again, one of the only other names I know, and that's Lars Newbar. I want to see Lars Newbar. I mean, how much of a candy bar name is that?
That's gross. Right? Would you eat a newt bar?
No, yes, I'm just saying,
you
bro.
want a newt bar.
No. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right.
Surprised you didn't say Yu Darvish, all the love that you got for him.
I do like Yu Darvish. It's hard. All right. You've got to dominate to be like the standout player. So besides Shohei, apparently we got two players from Japan we like. All right. Pool C is kind of, I'm just going to say, we're going to say who is going to win. Pool C is the U.S., Mexico, Colombia, Canada, and Great Britain. Who do you like from that pool?
USA. USA.
I'm going to go first. I want to see Mike Trout do well.
That would be cool.
And again, the U.S. plays Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. That's, 4 games in 5 days, and it's going to be hard. But if anyone is going to put up big numbers, I just want to see Mike Trout. He's been in 3 playoff games in his career.
Right. Closest thing he'll get to take a championship.
Right. So, what about another player from the U.S. that, you want to see do well? Mookie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought you would have said Schwarber, but okay.
Yo, so is everybody doing DHs? How are the rules in this? How does this work?
I don't know.
That's okay. I'm proud of you.
I'll just end up
proud of you for admitting it.
Yeah. I'm going to assume that, yes, there are DHs, but I don't know.
Let's see. Official rules.
Yeah. Why don't you look?
I'm on it. Oh, my God. There's 192 pages. I am not on it. I am not on it.
No, never mind.
That is a lot. Do they have a whole section on fielding gloves? Yeah.
Okay.
Pitcher's gloves.
Cool.
Types of helmets you can wear.
Okay, so
wow. Yeah. Anywho, let's move forward.
So moving on. Yeah. All right. So Pool D is, I think, going to be the most interesting, fiery pool that you could watch. All right. So we have Team Israel, Team Nicaragua, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. Which of those teams do you expect? Do you expect the DR to get the number 1 spot, or do you expect someone else to kind of slide in and get that number 1?
I imagine the DR will get all up in that ass.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on.
I mean, I wouldn't have put it that way, but,
But you don't disagree.
To each his own. All right, so from the DR team, that DR team is, it's full of just insanely good players. Do you have someone from one of those from their roster that you think will stand out?
Juan Soto. Why not?
You think Soto?
Yep.
Yeah. They still rank him as the most dangerous hitter in the pros, even if he had a kind of a down year last year, as they say.
Yep.
I'm very interested because I actually would say that one of their pitchers that won the Cy Young last year for the NL, Sandy Alcantara, Alcantara or Alcantara, either one. I'm excited to see him, dominate again. But also, I want to see Julio Rodriguez coming off his Rookie of the Year in the AL. I want to see him just dominate. I want to see him dominate amongst great players. I want to see that.
It's gonna be fun to watch, man.
I think. Yeah, that's the one thing is that if you're watching any of these games, you're guaranteed to see like just like the World Cup. besides the 0-0 games, most games are gonna have like at least one exciting, really good, memorable moment. So this is just one of those things. All right, so I'm just gonna ask you before we even a game will be played before this comes out, but right now no games are played. Who do you got? Are you gonna go home team, say U.S., or do you think it's gonna be a surprise team?
Jacob. USA. USA.
You think so?
I know so. I'm gonna put it. I will bet. I will put it on the line that I will let Benny take PTO for today if the USA doesn't win. He'll get back pay.
Yeah, because we're making bank doing
Thanks,
this.
Bro. Bank. I'll let him take my pay for the whole month if Team USA doesn't win. It's big. That's big.
We're
talking big dollars right now. Yeah.
The sad thing is, I think the U.S. will do well, but will they win it all? I don't know.
What? You don't think they're gonna win?
No, I'm gonna go back and say the guys who won the first two championships, Japan. I'm gonna go with them. Shohei says he's not the best on the team. That's a scary team. So I'm gonna go Japan.
Well.
I'm in a new place. I have no control. So. Whatever.
It's all right.
All right, so kind of to summarize, I'm going to say that I think Japan will win, but I'm certainly rooting for the U.S. But outside the U.S., I'm rooting for Team Mexico. Especially the Cubs have a guy on Team Mexico who make it the fifth starter job, Javier Assad. I want to see him do well. So U.S. and Mexico, I'm rooting for. All right, we're gonna end the episode. Cool. So, all right. I have no idea what's happening.
Maybe we could do a special episode after Saturday or something, or we could just talk on it Monday.
Yeah, maybe we can do an Instagram live or something.
That'd be cool.
Stupid. So, but this, I'm not sure how I'm gonna even edit this. It'd be insane. All right. It's gonna be so fun. All right. So this has been episode 67 of the Family Based Pod. My name's Jake.
I'm Dallas.
Alright, don't start.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but I mean,
you know what?
Thank you.
Pretty much, it was great and glorious.
Yeah, I mean, if I can't edit, this is gonna be an episode where I just record something on my phone and be like, "No, we're doing it." Yeah, next week. All right. All right. See you guys.
Bye, y'all.
I'm Eden. Thanks for watching this episode of my dad's podcast. Check out the links in the description to follow the podcast on TikTok, Instagram, and the other social media. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the bell to let you know when there's a new episode. Thanks for watching or listening. Bye.